For the most part, I work with a team of 3 developers, so it's just if they need something from me, we hop on a quick 5-10 minute call and I get them what they need. And otherwise, it's mostly just working on my computer. As a BA, I'm in charge of working with our customers to understand their needs and capturing that in a way that someone else can consume it and run with it. And then they just ping me as they need me. For a girl. We'll just see what God has in store, huh? It took a while to get you. Yeah, didn't it? I don't know if Mommy can carry another 9-pound baby at 36. That might be a bit much. We'll just have to see, huh? Yeah, we'll just have to see. I bet you and brother would be pretty good big brothers to a baby sister, wouldn't you? Or another baby brother. Just never know, huh? Yeah. I think you'd like having a girl. It would put him in his place, I think, more often than not.
Until we get to a point where my body starts showing issues with stress, as far as like being too stressed out or too overworked. We'll keep the intensity high. We'll keep the workouts high as far as volume-wise. Unless I see adverse side effects from it, but the way I look at it is I'd rather train my ass off all the way into the show and push my body all the way into the show. Because in my eyes, the only way you maintain muscle tissue as much as possible as you diet down is by consistently pushing the limits. If I back off, I don't push the weights as heavy, or whatever it might be, relatively speaking, then I'm going to sacrifice the fact that now my body isn't going to think I need to maintain muscle tissue from the aspect that we're not pushing the muscle tissue past those points and breaking down the muscle tissue enough. Could be some bro science there, but that's the way my brain works. So.
Yeah, so I've been in fitness for, I'm exercise science, I manage a gym, I manage trainers, I manage fitness trainers. So I always felt like good form. I'm competitive, so like I've always, worked out with other people, by myself, but like with him, my body's constantly go, go, go since I've been running, and I just always think I need to go 500 miles per hour. He's basically slowed me down, watched my technique, breathing. Stress is a big thing too. I didn't realize how stressed I was. So when I've tried to train by myself, it's just not the same. During COVID, I had to, and I still got my workouts in, still, had a decent workout, but it's just not the same. Once you go Nick, you don't go back.
I can actually push my workouts a lot harder. I don't feel like my heart's gonna pound on my fucking chest the whole time. I always wondered like why the bigger bodybuilders always talk about the fact that they don't do any stims, they just do pump products. But the other thing is once you get to a certain size, like your heart's pumping so much fucking blood, you add caffeine to that, yeah. Doesn't work that well.
Honestly, biggest temptation right now is twofold here. Number one is backing off as far as work goes. I have an issue with actually not continuing to take on more. And I know that in this mindset of the prep and where we're at, I have to be smart about how much I take on because it is cutting into my sleep. And so that's kind of the issue, one of the biggest issues that I deal with and kind of struggle with all the time. And a lot of that is the reason why I hadn't prepped for the past 3 years is because of the fact that my business came first and my family came first. And when we're talking about bodybuilding, bodybuilding is very selfish. And I will literally see a decrease in revenue that I bring in as an owner of a business, and as a family man, obviously less time with my family. And so those are two hard things for me to give up no matter what, which is why prepping is always hard. The other aspect is honestly having meals with my family. So yeah, I can sit there and have meals, and like the food, the thing is I've done this long enough now, over 10 years, that the food doesn't bother me anymore. I'm so used to eating quote unquote bland food, as people would say, that my taste buds have gotten to that point now where it doesn't bother me. I don't really crave a lot of stuff. What I do crave is being able to sit down and have a meal with my family and being able to eat what they eat. Everybody else gets hot dogs, chicken and asparagus.
Hot dog can't beat brisket. Yeah, you should have had our wedding food. Ask Cody about it next time.
Given the day, I may choose a hot dog over brisket. I'm just saying, if it's a red one.
If she's got SpaghettiOs, she's definitely choosing hot dogs.
Oh, SpaghettiOs? Woo!
Hot dogs and SpaghettiOs, that's her favorite combo. Who? My 12-year-old wife.
As we get closer, over the next probably 3 to 4 weeks is when it's gonna start to get really nasty. We're making adjustments, making adjustments depending upon how my body is and how it's responding. Just because this is a little bit different dieting strategy than what I've done before. Doing really, really high fats on an off day. It's kind of doing a little bit of different stuff to my digestion that I've never had before. And I'm noticing that I get almost like a little bit more watery when I have high amounts of fat. And then the minute that we re-implement carbohydrates, I end up digestion kicks back up, motility kicks back up. Even on my low carb days, my motility is a lot better as far as bowel movements and stuff like that. You'll start to see a lot of that, those fatty acids that typically would be stored inside the muscle tissue along with glycogen. With those being depleted, it's a lot harder to fill you back up. And so I'm staying fuller, I'm staying rounder, and we're pulling off body fat at a slower rate, which is what we need. We just have to figure out the digestion issue and figure out what's going on there. But like I said, as far as dieting wise, it's all working really well right now. The body's responding really well. As we dig further into body fat that I haven't touched for 3 years, I'll start to kind of get to a point where I'll start feeling like shit. And there's a point in dieting where once you start digging into a certain amount of body fat, you start to almost feel like, especially on low days, you almost feel like you got a little bit of like the flu, just because you're digging so far into it. And so on those days, you kind of feel like crap. I've had a couple of those days so far. They're very few and far between. But as we get further along here, those will kind of kick up a little bit more, especially since the level of conditioning I brought last time, we're going to try to beat that at a bigger size. So it's going to be a little bit harder on me. But, you know, again, it's what I signed up for. And I know that. And I think the difference is this time around, and even my clients that are around me right now, they're like, you know, you're kind of different this prep. And the biggest thing is you know, last prep, like I said, it taught me a lesson. And it made me realize, like, I have to remember this is my choice. This is what I wanted. This is it's pretty much all for me, and there's really no other benefits to this. So I can't punish the people around me for that aspect. I ask that they bear with me to understand that, like, I'm not gonna be as talkative and I'm not gonna be as all me, but at the same time, I don't need to be an asshole to anybody either. So it's kind of a little bit different kind of mindset this go around, and just understanding that enjoying the process is more important to me this time around.
Go and play that. Say you down, I'ma say that. Mine need me a couple dollars. Telling you now this payback. So I take that. Ask them now what say that. I've been going to the top and I got what they not, so I know that they hate that.